Okay, so the title's a lie. I've read The Silver Eyes before, but this is my first time actually attempting to finish the book. Last time I read it was when it first came out, whatever year that was, and I got to around the point when Charlie was going to Fredbear's and learning about her like long-lost brother. This video contains spoilers, by the way, if you haven't read this Five Nights at Freddy's book from 2015.
Why are you making a review on a book from 2015?
I hear you asking, because I'm only finishing it now, and I loved it. Granted, the book came out at my absolute peak of loving FNAF, so I'm hoping the nostalgia and my younger middle school brain aren't gaslighting me into thinking this book is actually good. And when I say peak, I mean like Skyrim notched pickaxe peak of my loving for FNAF. My first time reading this book was on an early Amazon Kindle, this dinosaur right here, which I actually found and have plugged in so I can make this video. And I was so in my peak that I would highlight parts that sounded important and make physical and digital notes and timelines for the lore, all like real MatPat-like. Looking back on it though, this book really gripped me, like only a few other books had, and not just because I love FNAF. The book was connected to the main story, obviously, but everything was new and exciting and with new characters and mysteries. And another little warning, I'm reading the book, not the graphic novel, so if there's any changes from the book to the comic, I wouldn't know. Also, I'm just not a huge fan of the graphic novel. I really don't like the art style, and I feel a lot more attached to the book version of the story. But I might use some scenes and pictures from the graphic novel because it makes editing mocks a lot happier, looking for fun graphics. Alright, so the book starts out with a new character named Charlie entering her old town, Hurricane, Utah. I don't know much about Utah, honestly, but I don't really feel like I need to either. The description given in the book and the way they set up the environment makes me think I'll like the scenery more in my head than actual Utah. No offense, Utah. It might have been because I was an edgy teen at the time of reading this, but the setting really fills me with this glumness and somberness that strangely I really enjoy. It really sets the mood for me. I love the introduction of Charlie and the idea that she was discovering things from her and her father Henry's past. Just thinking of her entering her old house that's now empty, except for her father's inventions, gives this eerie yet familiar / nostalgic vibe. Anyway, we end up finding out that she's here to see her friends for a sort of get-together surrounding this mysterious incident involving another one of their friends. Now, I liked her friends a little less, but they grew on me and they gave me a real nice low-key Scooby-Doo gang vibe. Everything was really mysterious and things ramped up once the friends decided to explore the abandoned Freddy's restaurant. I love the idea that Freddy's was entombed within this unfinished shopping mall, and I love this for multiple reasons. I'm a huge fan of like liminal spaces and weird locations like that, and this like really hits that spot for me. If you don't know what a liminal space is, its official definition is a location which is a transition between two other locations or states of being. Now, I realize that sounds confusing as f, so I'll leave a link in the description to a good video on liminal spaces, because I think they're really cool and interesting, or you can just kind of think of the Backrooms, but less spooky with like those weird shadow demons and everything. It's kind of like that. My point being that the idea of this place felt very familiar yet nostalgic, despite it being a completely fictional place in a state I've never been to. Not too many pieces of media hit that spot for me, so when it happens, I tend to hyperfixate on it. Overall, they did a really good job with the atmosphere of the place. Then as they're exploring, the security guard shows up. Nice little nod to the games. And the friends end up leaving. But the short view of Freddy's was enough to leave me wanting more. And of course we got that, but only after some juicy lore. The friends end up going to a ceremony for their friend Michael, who passed away. Again, another important name being dropped. But at this point, it's hard to tell when a character's name is actually important, because Scott loves to do the whole fake out thing with names being reused and everything. Doing this sparingly is fine, but personally I don't like it much. It seems like kind of an easy cop-out when you're trying to retcon something, or add in a new character. It's like an unnecessary mystery. I'd prefer if the mystery was more focused on the actions of the characters, and the clues we find, not just the, whoa, who do you think that is? Just for it to be the 5th character with the same name. This is kind of the point that I'm at in the book now, rereading, and I'm super loving it again. Maybe not as much as I did the first time because I'm not at my peak, but I still love the story. I'm a little nervous for how it's going to progress because I know spoilers. I know that Charlie's a robot and all this shenanigans, and it gets real convoluted towards the end. So I might just stop reading The Silver Eyes. I might just not finish the book series, which I feel like I won't get much hate on from the FNAF community. I feel like a lot of people hate on the books, so I feel like I'm fine. But I'm really excited to get back to where I once was, with Charlie going to Fredbear's and learning about her potential brother, all this fun stuff. I am super hyped for that. And I think the idea of this book is so good, and I think if FNAF as a whole just didn't get super convoluted and weird, it could be amazing. Speaking of which, if you don't know what FNAF Plus is, I left a link in the description to my video talking about FNAF Plus and how it could be FNAF, but so much better, and the story could be absolutely amazing, and a lot less convoluted and confusing as what we got, because it's FNAF, but a remake slash reimagining, and I think that's a super cool concept. And I think the Silver Eyes could have done something similar, where it could have just been its own contained story, and not been super confusing, because I know there's a lot of story issues between the books and the games, and it's ridiculous. But so far, I'm loving the book. I'd like to make a little update video when I finish the book, maybe. If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments below. Try not to spoil it for me, but again, it came out in 2015. I think I probably know a lot of what happens anyway, just from watching some MatPat videos. I'll also leave a link to a community post I made talking about the changes I'm going to be making to this channel. I want to make more videos like this. Now that I think of it, maybe talk about more like liminal spaces and cool stuff like that. Pretty much just trying to explain things and teach things and learn things, all the things. Very cool. Quickly jumping back to that FNAF Plus video, I gave like a whole potential storyline that could be done with that game. If you'd like to see me do something similar with this, I'd be super down, because maybe something will happen in the books that I think is just absolutely ridiculous. And if you'd like to see me change that, maybe make some, like, I don't want to say fan fiction, because that just I don't like the word fan fiction. It has a bad taste in my mouth nowadays. But if you want to see me basically make a fan fiction of Silver Eyes, just give my own twist on the whole thing. Also, let me know in the comments below, because I think that could be kind of cool. That could be a pretty alright video. Yeah. Alright, but that's going to be all the time I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to try again, do an update video, and see if it actually turns out good, or if it was a lot less good than I remember. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next one, and goodbye.